In case you have been living under a rock, Anthony Davis has requested a trade from the New Orleans Pelicans, and now the Pelicans are going to be fielding offers for one AD, I am sure, because like I mentioned, AD wants out. What is going on, y'all? Fast Sports Style back at it with another video talking, of course, some NBA here to talk about this very news about Anthony Davis and give you guys not just my thoughts, which I did in a video that you can check out in my recents, where I break down the reasons for why Anthony Davis requested a trade, what the possibilities are, and whatnot. But basically, we know the Lakers are the front runners for Anthony Davis, and that is because the Boston Celtics, the other big suitor, cannot trade for Anthony Davis unless they include Kyrie Irving in that deal, and they're not going to do that, okay? So that leaves teams like the Knicks, you know, a lot of fringe teams, if you will. We know LA is the team AD wants to go to. His agent is Rich Paul, who's also the agent for LeBron James. You put 2 and 2 together, it's not going to be 5, it's 4. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the trades on the table for the Lakers that they could offer to the New Orleans Pelicans. Let's talk about the 5 best trade offers that Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka can present to the Pelicans for Anthony Davis. So again, this has already begun. Sources have already started reporting that the Lakers are getting ready to present the New Orleans Pelicans with some trade packages, some trade offers. So did a little bit of digging and research and looking at the salaries and whatnot, and I have my 5 best trade offers that the Lakers can present to the New Orleans Pelicans, and I'm going to give you all those trade offers right now. The order, though, that I'm going to be going in is the worst trade offer to the best. So basically, when Rob Pelinka and Magic Johnson get to the table, or it's phone call or whatever it may be, these are the offers that they should present first. And then if push comes to shove and they're like, no, we want more, we want more, we want more, then obviously you keep increasing the offer. But basically, that is what I'm going to present to you guys. And all of these deals that I'm going to be showing you guys do work under the current trade, current salary cap. I ran it in the ESPN trade machine, so it does work. So with that being said, let's get on with the trade-off. So real quick, before I start with offer number 1, you guys have to remember a couple of things. Anthony Davis is owed about $25 million. And so you have to send back the salary that you're going to take on in a trade as per the CBA rules of the NBA. And so there's going to be 2 guys really in all of these trade offers, and that's because they have the requisite salary that you really need. Now, could other guys obviously be involved? Absolutely. But for me, I feel like these 2 guys are very core to any trade because they have the necessary salary that you need. One is Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, KCP. Yes, that's right. He is owed $12 million on an expiring deal. He's not a very good player, but that contract is very enticing. One, because it gives you that $12 million, which is half basically of what you need in terms of money to be able to match up for Anthony Davis, and it's an expiring deal, so you're not taking on any long-term money, which is perfect for the New Orleans Pelicans. The other guy is Lonzo Ball, who is owed about $7 million. Now, again, could I see them not including Lonzo in the deal? Sure, it could happen. They would have to get creative, but he's owed more money than Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, Josh Hart, and all the other guys, Ivaka Zubac, all the other guys that I'm going to be talking about, okay? So KCP and Lonzo pretty much going to be in every deal for me. So with that being said, let's get started. Let's start with deal number 1. That's going to be Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Zubac, KCP. Okay? So that's the offer number 1. And this offer is the worst offer because and I say we, the Lakers are going to be trying to not trade Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma to be is the most coveted asset of Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, and Kyle Kuzma himself. And so I want to keep him away from the trade offers as long as I can. So obviously I'm not going to start with Kuzma at first. So you got Zoe, who I told you would pretty much be in every offer, KCP for the money, and then Brandon Ingram and Zubac, okay? That's a pretty decent trade offer. This would be a home run for the Lakers if the Pelicans were to just accept this. Now, clearly, I do think they will ask for more. But again, you start off with the lowest and then you start to increase, okay? So that is a trade offer number 1. Trade offer number 2 would be Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, KCP, and Hart and Zubac, okay? So Hart and Zubac, and again, that's about like 5 players. So obviously the Pelicans would have to get rid of some of their roster players, but you're giving up a lot of depth here with Josh Hart and Zubac as well. But you still get to hold on to Kyle Kuzma, which is a plus, like I said, because Kuzma is the best player out of the entire young core of the Lakers, I believe. So that would be the 4th best trade offer for the New Orleans Pelicans. Okay, let's get to offer number 3. If they say no to that as well, we will offer them, and remember, whenever I say we, I'm talking about the Lakers, Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, and KCP. So now we finally have Kyle Kuzma included in the trade offers because they were not willing to budge on Hart and Zubac. Now again, if all it takes for those offers is adding a first-round pick, for me, a first-round pick, 1 first-round pick is always on the table. It's when you're adding more than 1 first-round pick, right? Because again, if the Lakers are trading for Anthony Davis, they're really not playing for the future. They're playing for right now. So first-round picks or picks in general really don't matter as much, okay? So you have to remember with all these trades, a first-round pick, pretty much a default. It's if you were including more than 1 pick, okay? So 3rd best trade offer, Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, and KCP for Anthony Davis. And if the Pelicans say no to this is the trade offer that I feel like the Pelicans will accept. This is the one where I think, okay, they'll probably say, we'll take it. We get 3 young players, and the best of the young players in Kyle Kuzma. They finally traded him, and we get to have some salary cap relief. Again, you can offer that 1 first-round pick would still be on the table here, but ultimately, this would be a good deal, right, for the Pelicans. Now, of course, for the Lakers, that leaves you very thin with Rondo and Lance and guys like, you'd still have Hart in this trade, right? You keep Hart, and so you'd have LeBron, AD, Rondo, Hart, Lance, Beasley, guys like that. Again, you'd have to obviously figure things out in free agency and whatnot, but obviously, it's going to be very thin behind LeBron and AD. Let's move on to offer number 2. Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, KCP, and 2 first-round picks, okay? Now, this is obviously very, very, very enticing, I hope, for the Pelicans. And if they say no to this, I mean, at this point, you kind of contemplate if it's worth doing the deal. But again, the Pelicans do have the power right now because Anthony Davis is under contract for another year. So they don't have to trade him, and they don't lose him if they don't trade him at the trade deadline, okay? So, again, I expect them to take the offer that I've talked about before this, but if they don't take that, they better take this. And if they don't take this, then the best offer the Lakers can present to the Pelicans is Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, and their choice of Zubac or Josh Hart, just not both, and 2 first-round draft picks for Anthony Davis. That's the best I believe Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka should do. I think giving up more than that, I mean, really, you won't even have a team at that point. But the Pelicans should accept that trade offer. I feel like they'll accept the offer previous to that one. But that is the best you can do. So, again, the best trade offer that the Lakers have on the table for Anthony Davis, I believe, is Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, either Zubac or Hart, and 2 first-round draft picks. So there you have it, folks, the 5 best trade offers for Anthony Davis. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree. I think the Lakers should just give up Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, KCP, and Zubac or Hart or both, and 2 first-round draft picks. I try to keep Kyle Kuzma as much as I can. So my ideal scenario is any trade offer in which I'm getting to keep Kyle Kuzma. But again, if they don't budge and push comes to shove, I'm including Kyle Kuzma in it too because it's a once-in-a-lifetime player in Anthony Davis. So let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below if you agree with me or disagree with me. As always, thanks for watching.